Florida, the Sunshine State, or colloquially, God's waiting room. Due to a large population of senior citizens and a wide variety of out-of-staters, Florida drivers get a bad rep. Everyone has sort of made up their own arbitrary rules that sometimes do and sometimes don't align with the actual law. This leads to some interesting situations. But are Florida drivers really that bad? Through the scientifically tested and proven method of bingo, we shall find out. Beginning in South Florida and making our way up I-95 to Georgia, we'll put this hypothesis to the test. Can we get bingo before we reach Georgia, or have Florida drivers earned their right to their licenses? Join me as we find out with Florida Driver Bingo! Before the video begins, if you could quickly check that you're subscribed, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks! Before we get started, let's take a moment to get familiar with the bingo card. I've gone ahead and chosen some key scenarios that I think will be most likely to spot on our adventure. Some should be easy, like boat, no turn signal, and wrong turn signal, while others may be a tad more difficult. I don't think we'll see driving on shoulder, missing license plate, or U-turn on highway. But you never know. It is Florida, after all. Leave a comment if you can think of any other bingo squares, and let's get going! So really quickly before we head out today, I just want to say that I do have my wonderful assistant here. They're in charge of the dash cam and of crossing off the bingo card so that I'm not distracted while driving. Please don't do this, especially on the highway, without someone there to assist you. Distracted driving, not good. All right, now let's get on with the video. As we made our way onto I-95, we started off strong. Not only did we see one Tesla, but we saw two. We got to experience firsthand Florida driving. Look at this mess as we merge onto the interstate. What is this? Ignore my terrible driving skills, please and thank you. It was definitely not my fault. That's just ridiculous. It's never my fault. It's always the other guy, never me. But that aside, as we passed numerous advertisements, my assistant and I had a thought.
Unless your wife is hot is no longer a thing.
It is.
It seems that after a quick Google search, the "Your wife is hot" billboard may no longer be in use. Truly tragic, and incredibly detrimental to our game of bingo. We needed to make a recovery. Of course, as if Florida had heard us, it began raining. Hazards immediately presented themselves.
Oh shit. No, there was a big block of metal in the middle of the road.
Florida must have felt bad for messing with my flow, because what happened next was shocking.
Turn signal. No, they're using it properly, which is that one of the ones actually uses turn signal correctly?
Maybe there is hope for Florida drivers after all. A proper use of the turn signal in 2022. Unfortunately, this was not a bingo square. We were still on the lookout for wrong turn signal and no turn signal, which of course, literally seconds later, we got.
Alright, here's someone's turn signal that is just on. I think that counts as wrong turn signal, right? They're merging into the wall.
Why, Florida drivers, why? And it happened twice in not even 5 minutes. I should mention that as soon as we got onto 95, we noticed it was under construction.
Oh, there is construction on 95. We can mark that off too.
Another bingo square marked complete. We were getting cocky, though, because almost immediately, someone cut me off.
No. That was no turn signal right there.
And why did he immediately go back to the other lane? I don't understand. What was the point of that? Now, this maneuver reminded us of another bingo square that we had, the New Jersey Merge. If you are unfamiliar with this completely legit, 100% technical driving technique, it's when you cut off an entire line of people waiting to get off the highway by zipping from the far left lane into the exit lane, usually without a turn signal. Also called a Jersey Switch, an A-hole merge, or the funky Jersey Slide. Is this illegal? No. Does that make it morally correct? Of course it does! Back to the road. We were making great progress, and we'd almost achieved bingo. We just needed to find the "Your wife is hot" billboard and a Texas license plate, and we'd be set. But that's easier said than done. We did have some luck, though.
Tesla? Ooh.
Blue Tesla right there.
Blue Tesla. That's 3 Teslas now. Oh, there's a Tesla right there.
Oh, there's a Tesla. There's number 4. Oh, no license plate.
No license plate?
We found it.
We actually did it. I can't believe. I mean, there is a license plate in the car, to be fair, but it's like not where it should be. Wow, I'm in shock.
I can't believe we actually found someone without a license plate. Wow, just wow. The streak, unfortunately, did not last. Our spirits quickly dampened as we felt ourselves slipping further and further away from bingo. Dampened both figuratively and literally.
There's someone with their hazards on. That's gonna be me in a minute. I drive like an old lady.
That didn't stop us from spotting a New Jersey driver in their natural habitat.
Oh wait, is that a New Jersey plate? I think it is.
Oh, it is.
I was gonna put New Jersey plate on there, but I thought that'd be too easy. New York is like slightly more rare.
Soon after, we were mostly out of the rain, and we spotted our 5th Tesla, and then our 6th Tesla. We even saw a New York license plate. Things were looking up. Amazingly, we witnessed the unthinkable. Again, for the second time, there was yet another person without a license plate. I just couldn't believe it. Why? How? The other guy we had seen earlier during the rain, and his license plate was at least in the window. This guy though, no license plate at all. Amazing. Following that exciting few minutes, literally nothing happened. It was a whole lot of boring driving for what felt like hours. We did see a train, which was kinda cool, I guess. It's about the little things in life. We also spotted yet another Tesla along our lonely journey. We also witnessed some more questionable driving choices. Why did this man weave so violently? Where was he going? Insane. Soon after, we spotted our 8th Tesla. It's truly impressive just how many of these things are in Florida. Where are they all coming from? We saw another vehicle essential to the ecosystem of Floridian roads, the Corvette. This black Corvette was flying down the left lane on the other side of the road, which, to be fair, is on brand for this species of driver. Living up to the stereotype, we love to see it. Eventually, we had pretty much the whole road to ourselves, empty pavement as far as the eye could see. Of course, this had to end. I decided to take a risk and pass on the right. You should definitely avoid doing this, but something about the aura of the Floridian drivers surrounding us compelled me to act in a rebellious manner. Don't worry, this lapse of judgment lasted for only a brief moment. I immediately realized the error of my ways and was disgusted with what I'd become.
Oh, that was
We'd been driving for over 90 minutes at that point and hadn't taken a break yet. Our exhaustion was becoming tangible. We could feel the fibers of time slipping through our consciousness, melting our psyches into cosmic mush. Basically, we were bored, so we decided it was time for a quick break.
You need to pee?
Florida, no.
Alright, let's get out and stretch our legs a little bit.
We left the rest stop, but not without some enlightening commentary from my assistant.
Eisenhower interstate system. More like Eisenhower Eastern.
Truly a blessing to have them with us on this journey. Such insightful remarks. Maybe I'll pay them someday. Since we had left the rest stop, we were no longer in the Tri-County area. The block consisting of Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties had been ripe with bingo opportunities. These are the largest and most populous counties in Florida, the center of Floridian culture. Between South Florida and Daytona Beach, there's literally nothing. Well, there's a Space Coast, but does that count? I think not. Shout out to Cocoa Beach. Is that a place? Anyways, after resetting our dash cam because it overheated, which of course it did, it was like 100 degrees outside, because Florida, we resumed our search for bingo squares. The road was literally barren. There was nothing. We had accepted our fate.
We're still in the car. We're gonna be here forever and ever.
At this point, we passed a sign letting us know that Daytona Beach was 148 miles away. Would we get bingo before then, or would we be doomed to travel this endless road for the rest of eternity? Worry not, because we found a Texas license plate.
Oh, that's a Texas plate right there. Texas trailer. Ooh.
That meant we only had to find a Your Wife is Hot billboard, which, as we now know, doesn't exist anymore. But that's okay. We had several other routes for achieving bingo. Not to mention the 15 Teslas. We'd already seen 8, and we only needed 7 more. We experienced a little Mario Kart moment. It looks like someone had left a banana peel to try and distract us from our game. Of course, I expertly maneuvered around it because I'm a great driver who never ever makes mistakes and is perfect in every single way. Also, side note, what the hell is this? It looks like something the Jurassic Park zookeepers would use to transport, like, velociraptors. What is happening? There was also a billboard for a casino, which sparked a discussion between my assistant and I over the ethics of gacha games, which the natural line of questioning led to.
Why are there even advertisements on the road? Like, that seems so messed up.
Yeah, past me, why are there advertisements on the road? Asking the real questions. Listen, cut us some slack. We were 2 hours in at this point, and we still had a long way to go before we escaped Florida. The bingo squares weren't crossing themselves out. To help us along, we saw our 9th Tesla. There she goes. Bye-bye, Tesla number 9. Then we had a heart-racing moment.
Oh, that was a cop.
Police activity.
Police activity.
The pickings must have been slim that day because the trooper kind of just, left. Maybe it had something to do with the hearse we saw a little later. I just want it to be known for the record that my assistant described it as a drippy-ass hearse, which, yeah, look at that thing. Anyways, we saw a couple more Teslas after that. Our 10th Tesla and our 11th Tesla. 4 more to go. Now, it was time for us to begin preparing for a very special bingo square. The 3 p.m. rain.
Just on time, 3 o'clock rain. Well, it's 2:50, but it's gonna keep raining for the next
Florida's wet season, it rains at approximately 3 o'clock every day. Or at least it used to. Climate change is kind of messing with that. Hopefully, it'll keep raining until 3 and won't abruptly stop with little to no warning. Except it did. We did spot an oversized load, though.
It's not spacecraft, it's just grass. Vance is playing Minecraft.
He is building his own Sears house.
Check that off the list. And just in time, too, because it was almost 3 o'clock.
It's 2:57. It's almost time for rain.
And as if we had scripted it, which we definitely didn't do, unless we did, this is all CGI simulation. Wake up! At exactly 3 o'clock, it began.
And just to prove it, it's 3 o'clock on the clock right there.
We did it! Mother Nature had listened to our call and gifted us with 3 o'clock rain. What a wonderful moment. I love nature when I can control it. And hilariously, at exactly 3:01, the rain stopped.
It has been literally a minute and it has stopped raining as hard.
It conveniently stopped raining at 3:01. Here it is.
Well, now it's 3:02.
3:02.
We couldn't have written it any better. Florida truly is a magical place. For a while, there was literally nothing on the road. No bingo squares at all. But then, oh, you're not ready for this.
There's a Tesla.
There's
Two
Tesla.
Teslas.
There's 2 Teslas.
4. Wait, was that 4 Teslas?
I think it might have been 4. I gotta watch it back.
It's at least 3.
3 Teslas! Also, a Jurassic Park Jeep?
There was a Jurassic Park Jeep. How did we miss that?
Maybe.
We were so excited about Teslas that we missed the Jurassic
Oh, there's an
Park Jeep.
airboat too. Oh my god, there's
Oh, an
so many
airboat.
things.
That's very Florida.
That's also a boat, so we get double the space.
That's another space crossed out, meaning we only had to find one more Tesla and some horses, and we'd get bingo. To boost our morale, we completed our pilgrimage to Buc-ee's. Even though we didn't stop inside, just seeing Bucky the Beaver atop his stick in the sky was enough to lift our spirits. After passing Buc-ee's, we knew that we were in the section of Florida with all of the tourist traps. This was our chance. With one more Tesla and the tourist trap sign, we'd get bingo. It was looking feasible. And luckily, we spotted our 15th and final Tesla. Now, we were in the endgame. We had sat through hours of driving, endured the harshest and most unpredictable of weather conditions, even witnessed some maybe illegal things. We were seasoned Florida drivers. The state had thrown all it had at us, and we were gonna make it, even if we got incredibly bored trying. This was it. Just one more square, and we'd be free. And finally, it happened.
Florida and Disney souvenirs. It's the tourist trap. We've done it. We've done it.
We finally got bingo.
Finally got bingo.
We did it! Bingo was ours.
Maybe now we'll be paid.
Ignore my assistant. The Twin Fettuccine channel fosters a positive and engaging working environment suitable to each of our employees. But yes, we had done it! Florida Driver Bingo was ours, and it only took around St. Augustine to get there. A total of about 5 hours? Pretty good. Obviously, from the data we've collected, this goes to show that Florida drivers really are terrible. I mean, we saw not 1, but 2 missing license plates. Copious amounts of wrong and missing turn signals, Corvettes, Teslas, and Jurassic Park Jeeps. The Sunshine State truly is the Wild West of the modern era. But this adds character. Florida wouldn't be the cultural cornerstone of internet meme culture if it didn't have these things. Think about how boring life would be without the looming threat of death hanging over your head every time you entered a car. Actually, maybe not living in a state of anxiety would be nice. Disregard that. Now, unfortunately, we got bingo before we reached Jacksonville. Jacksonville was supposed to be the final boss, the final challenger to our Florida driver adventure. So, naturally, we decided to hold a quick Jacksonville bonus round! Yeah, nothing happened, just a whole lot of proper and lawful driving. Ugh. As we left Florida, we felt a sense of accomplishment. Florida Driver Bingo had been achieved. We traversed the entirety of the Sunshine State and had made it out alive with a few more stories to tell. I'd like to thank you all so much for joining my assistant and I on this adventure, and have a great day, everybody! I am never doing this again. Not that I'd ever find myself in Florida, anyways. Unless...